very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the People's Forum of In the Streets with Big Stone. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the word is out there. You must have learned about this massive fire, one that has not taken place in the New York City area in over 27 years, where 12 people perished in that fire, including 4 Jamaicans. And of course, we have 1 Jamaican there battling for life. Bronx building tenant who lost 4 relatives in deadly blaze said mom a fire starting thought, didn't even take the time out to warn her neighbors. Let's take a look at the story, ladies and gentlemen. She saw something and said nothing. The Bronx mom, whose 3-year-old son ignited a fire that killed a dozen people, bolted the burning building without alerting residents to the fast-spreading inferno. Her next-door neighbor charged Saturday. She did not yell, recall an aggravated Siobhan Stewart, 44, who lost 4 family members in the Thursday night blaze. You're the one and you don't even call for help? Wow. Call somebody if you don't have a phone. Knock on the door. Do something. Stewart, who lived in the first-floor apartment next to the mom, said the woman's only show of concern was for a feeble and failed attempt to spread the alarm. I hear her dragging her feet, Stewart recalled of their encounter in the dark hallway. I can't see her, but I hear her. Fire, Stewart said softly, imitating the woman's half-hearted warning. The still unidentified mother managed to escape unscathed with her 3-year-old son and a 2-year-old child. Fire officials said the unattended boy set off the killer blaze while fiddling with the gas stove. The child had a history of turning burners on and off, said the fire department commissioner, Daniel Nigro. The mother exacerbated the dangerous situation by leaving the apartment door open, with the fire and smoke soon swirling through the 5-story building via an adjoining staircase. I'm so angry, Stewart said. I don't have the words. I don't know what to say. As firefighters responded to the raging 5-alarm blaze, Stewart watched the woman walk across the street and sit on the curb as building residents scurried onto fire escapes. The less fortunate died inside their apartment or were discovered by first responders in the hallways or on their staircase. 4 victims, included a Bronx woman clutching her 7-month-old granddaughter, were found dead inside their bathtub once the blaze was finally extinguished. Stewart's anger was tempered by concern over the funeral arrangement for her sister and 3 nieces, along with the likely death of her brother-in-law. Old Francis emerged alive from the deadly mix of smoke and flames, but was surviving Saturday's thanks only to life support and despite a dire prognosis. The comatose man's niece, Carmelita Hallandine, walked out of Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx to say he was a fighter and the family wasn't ready to throw in the towel. We're not pulling him off life support, said the niece. We're not doing that. Among the dead in the 100-year-old Belmont apartment building were Francis' wife, Karen Stewart Francis, 37, and their daughters, Kalisha, 7, and Kyle, 2. A niece, 19-year-old Shante Young, was also killed after coming from her basement apartment to visit the Stewart family in their 5th-floor apartment. He's not going to make it, said Stewart. I want to cry really bad, but I don't know. It's like it's not coming. Now what do I do? What do I do? According to Stewart, doctors needed a member of old Francis' immediate family to make a decision about disconnecting him from life support. He was married to my sister, so she could do it, Stewart said, taking hold of the machine, now keeping him alive. But my sister is no more. Relatives, even as they waited to see if the family death toll climbed to 5, launched a GoFundMe page to bury the dead in their native Jamaica. Stewart recounted her attempts to warn relatives in the building about the fire that quickly reduced visibility to 0. She first tried to call upstairs to her sister's apartment and later rushed back into the burning building to bang on Young's apartment door. I can't see nothing because my eyes start burning me now, recalled Stewart. I kicked the door 2 times. I start kicking it, not knocking, kicking it. Halladine, who lived on the first floor of the building as well, recalls seeing the 3-year-old boy and his mother inside the apartment many times before the fire. I would pass by and hear the mother screaming at the kid, she recalled. Sometimes he would peek his head outside the door and I would say, "Get back in there." The Red Cross was still putting up a dozen families from the building's 25 apartments at hotels in Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan. The evacuees were also given debit cards to help buy supplies. The tenants out of the building since Thursday were told they cannot return to retrieve some of their belongings until Sunday. On Saturday, the system of victim Emmanuel Mensah burst into tears at the memorial outside the building at 2363 Prospect Avenue. The U.S. Army mechanic was back in the Bronx after finishing basic training and died trying to rescue others from the searing flames and choking smoke. He always put other people first, said Vanessa Mensah, 20. Why? Why couldn't he save himself? Mensah, 28, was found dead in the 4th floor apartment, 1 story away from the apartment where he was staying. The blaze also claimed 3 family members of another immigrant family. Solomon Dancourt, 49, his 17-year-old daughter Hannah Adoma Dancourt and his 12-year-old son William Dancourt were found dead in apartment 19. The 2 kids arrived last month from Ghana to live with their dad. Their death devastated family in their homeland. The whole neighborhood is in mourning and disbelief, said Smith Aqua, Dancourt's nephew. The dead man's wife learned of the tragedy on Friday. She's devastated, Aqua said. Those were the only children she had. Family and friends describe Anka as a kind-hearted and generous businessman who sacrificed being with his young children in the early 2000s to come to the United States and make a better life for them. When he left, they were young, Aqua explained. He wanted them to come stay with him so they could go to school in the United States. Dancourt planned to visit Ghana in January and promised to help his nephew start his own business. And now you see what some reckless people did to us, Aqua said. Someone took the light away from my life. Police also identified another victim, Gabriel Yar Sarkuki, 48, on Saturday. The mourning was certain to continue into the new year, with flyers already announcing a January 2nd prayer service at the Church of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very tragic situation for all the family members that are involved, and my condolences, of course, goes out to every single family, Jamaicans, Ghanaian, and whoever lost loved one in this horrific fire. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very important for you to train your children not to play with the stove, not to play with matches, not to play with lighters. It has been said, ladies and gentlemen, that this young toddler was always, fascinated with making fires, turning the stove on and off. The parents should make sure that this little young toddler was warned some way not to do it. Maybe a spank on the finger or something that should have hindered him from doing such a tragic situation. But he's a child, ladies and gentlemen, and we cannot actually blame a child for committing a crime or making a mistake. We have to now look at the parents. Another thing, it is so heart-rending to know that your child started this fire, and you, while leaving the apartment to save your 2 children, didn't even have the audacity to really shout out loud and make big banging sound. Once your 2 children were saved, she could have done more to save a lot more lives, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing also was she left her apartment door open, and in leaving her apartment door open, ladies and gentlemen, it caused a air gust to enter the apartment, further igniting the flames and further spreading the fire to the entire building. Ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed an horrific situation coming into the new year. We can learn something from this, Jamaica. We have to start being our brother's keeper. We have to start looking out for each other. We have to start paying attention to our children. What are our children doing? If you have children in the house and all of a sudden things get too quiet, it is time for you to investigate. Once the kids get too quiet, guess what? They know what they're doing. They know that they're doing something wrong. I have to big up that hero, that serviceman that risked his life. That brother, I mean, he could have easily saved himself. He didn't even have to go into these buildings. But ladies and gentlemen, he could not stand to be alive and to know that his family members are being burned to death. So I salute you. Jamaica, we mourn the loss of such a great family. And we're encouraging people to go to that GoFundMe page. Your family starts an official GoFundMe account to help them bring home their family members. We urge you to go there and give your support, because guess what? To bring a body home from the United States to Jamaica costs a pretty penny, ladies and gentlemen. So wherever you can do, or whatever you can do, please make your contribution to this worthy cause. It's a sad situation, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to show you my take on it. Thank you very much for watching, and I do hope that you all can have a great day. Thank you.